There's 5 things that I just put down as things that differ in those that achieve a positive impact with their life. The first is focus. And focus, the central idea here is no athlete wins the 100 meters and the marathon at the Olympics. The very most, Carl Lewis won the 100 meters, the 200 meters, 400 meters, but an athlete has to focus. And just like an athlete has to focus, we need to focus. We need to pick what we're going to be good at, and that means you need to know what you're going to be bad at. And one of the ideas of being bad at, if you try to be 7 out of 10 on things, you'll just be mediocre in everything. In a way, you need to be 10 out of 10 on 1 or 2 things and deliberately terrible on almost all the rest. This is the only way you get the focus to really become the best in 1 or 2 really important things. So for you, what are you focusing on? Are you trying to win both the 100 meters and the marathon in your life? Because it's a very tough thing, and there's not an athlete in the history of the Olympics that's been able to do it. Second, time horizon. Successful people have a long time horizon. I've spoken about it in several of these videos. That delayed gratification, the ability to see 30 years in the future. And you know, the story I like the most, Jeff Bezos, when he decided he wanted to learn to do a handstand, his coach asked him, how long do you think it's going to take you to do a handstand? And Jeff Bezos thought, well, I'm committed, I'm determined, I've freed up my calendar, 2 to 3 weeks. And the coach, she said to him, no, it's going to take you minimum 6 months. And until you accept that it's going to take that long, we can't begin. If you believe in your mind it's going to take you 2 weeks to make progress, you're going to throw in the towel, you're going to give up. And so often, because we have a poorly thought through time horizon, we give up before we start to see success. As an entrepreneur, I'm in the 4th, 5th year of Vistage, and there's tough days, but I try and stop and remember that this is a 30, 40 year project. I'm planting seeds now in terms of the people I'm getting to know, the skills I'm learning, the things that we're developing, that 30 years from now, I'll be able to look back and be deeply grateful for the seeds that were planted in this decade. So what time horizon are you taking in life? What time horizon are you thinking about when you make plans for business, your skills, your career? If you're thinking 30 years and ahead, you can plant some seeds that can grow into great big oak trees. But you can't grow an oak tree any faster just because you want to. You have to accept that growing oak trees takes time. Building the great projects of your life will take time. What time horizon are you operating on? Number 3, small habits. And 3 small habits every day makes a much bigger difference in your life than a big decision taken every 5 or 6 years. And if you want to be healthy, 1 press up a day, eating 1 less chip on your plate a day, eating 1 less dessert per week after week, day after day, this will make a greater difference than big decisions. So really focusing on what are the little habits, what are the little things that fill up your time. That will make a bigger difference on the trajectory of your life. Number 4. An idea that comes from the book Mastery by George Leonard, and he calls it Love the Plateau. And he says in the path towards mastery, there's many times where you're doing the work, but it just doesn't feel like any progress is being made on the outside. You're not seeing progress. You're not seeing results. If you're exercising, there's a point where it doesn't feel like you're getting stronger. It doesn't feel like you're getting more flexible. And to really attain mastery, George Leonard says you have to learn to love the plateau, to stay doing the work even though you don't feel, or on the outside you're not seeing results. And if you can love the plateau and do the work and push through the plateau, then there's a jump to another higher level of performance. But you'll only get there if you learn to love the plateau, learn to stick to the discipline, even when you're not seeing results coming outside. And number 5, relationships. Another one enjoying... Perfecto. Bon dia. Another man enjoying the Friday afternoon. Fifth, relationships. And I think, you know, human life without good, trusted relationships could not be considered successful. To be successful and live in a magnificent house with great cars, but no one cares, no one knows who you are, you're not there and part of anyone's life, now that would not be a good life. So these are 5 reflections on things that are there in the lives of the people that inspire me as people who've lived meaningful, good lives. So Friday afternoon here, come for a walk on the hills behind. We've got Barcelona just down there. Hope you have a good week. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your shares. Keeps me inspired to keep making these videos. Have a great one.